Hello guys, welcome back. So welcome to this course of API test automation framework development from scratch. Okay, so I hope you guys like my earlier framework development series where I spoke about let me take you through my YouTube channel. So here I have created a couple of framework development series for Selenium framework development. One is with basic level and the next one is with advanced level, where I spoke about parallel test execution and all advanced feature basically which we should have, or you can consider including them in your framework. Okay, so that was specifically for Selenium WebDriver API. Now, starting from this particular session, I'll be creating this framework development series for API test automation using RestAssured. Okay, so yeah, so this is video number 1, where I'm going to talk about introduction to the framework. Okay, and the application under test, what I'm going to use is this one. I'll put this link into the description, but this RESTful book is something just a dummy application basically available publicly. I'm going to use this. Okay, so here I have multiple APIs, get APIs, then post, put, delete, update, health check, and then we have some authentication related stuff as well. So I'm going to use this. So going forward, in our next maybe 8 to 10 videos, I'll be taking you through each and every API which is here, and then we'll see how can we include those things whatever we studied into your framework's structure. Okay, so yeah, coming back to the point, introduction to the framework. So what and all points I'm going to cover as a part of this particular framework. Okay, so the very first thing what I'm going to cover is the framework is going to be data driven as and when it is required. Okay, for few services it is required, for few it might not be required. Okay, along with that I'll take you through and it could be in the data driven as well, or it could be without data driven. I'll talk you through how to test your positive and negative scenarios and how to include that basically into your framework structure. That's my overall aim. Okay, positive and negative scenarios testing. Okay, and then I'm going to integrate this particular framework in my Jenkins, right? So what I have planned for now is I'm going to parameterize my URI, and that is something what I am going to plan it to get from Jenkins. So whenever I'm going to trigger a build, I'll ask please pass me the URI, or it could be the radio button, or it could be a checkbox like okay, you want to go ahead with this particular URI. And why I'm planning to do this is because sometime you might have a requirement like okay, today I want to do the test on, let's say, my UAT, tomorrow I want to do it on my pre-prod, and today I want to do it on my system testing, or could be different regions we used to have it, right? So it should be compatible with each and every environment. And the change where I need to make it, instead of properties file, I'm going to, let's say, pass it via Jenkins. Okay, so that is going to be easy for end user, right? So yeah, so ultimately I'm going to have a CICD compatibility. Okay, so if you wanted to learn about CICD in very much detail, I have one complete course created here, CICD for automation testers. You're good to go with that. Okay, just have a quick look. Whatever things you like out of that, or whatever things you need out of that, just go to that respective video and get it. Okay, so CICD compatibility. The next point what I'm going to have is, let's say, logging. Okay, so an API test automation, I cannot have screenshots or something like that, right? Because that's the everything happens in backend, right? But as a part of logging, what I'm going to do is I'm going to store all requests. I'm going to store request and response for all test cases. Okay, and that is I'm going to create some specific folders, and in each and every folder, test case wise, could be service wise, I'm going to create a folders, and then I'm going to put all my request and response into a text file along with few more details like what is my content type, what is my current status, what's the uh, like lot many things we can have it, right? So whenever we go through that, we'll see what and all things we can include in the logging part. uh, what next we can have? Yeah, so along with that, so again the same thing, we can have extent reporting. Okay, or you can have any report which you like. Okay, personally I write like extent report, or in fact, since I'm using it since quite long, I'm used to of that, right? So we are going to use extent report, right? So one more thing what we can include is log4j API, right? But since what I prefer is, I prefer generally using detailed level logging into extent report, and that's the reason I don't go to log4j, because that is going to be duplicated, right? So instead of log4j, I'm going to log most of the actions what I want into extent report itself, right? So yeah, so as of now I'm planning to have these many features into my framework part. If you have any suggestions that I should include, please put it in comment. I'll try to incorporate that into this particular framework. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it for this particular video. Put your comment whatever you want me to include. Unfortunately, I did not find any public, or I would say dummy applications along with DB connectivity. Otherwise, I was planning to include DB connectivity as well. I mean DB checks as well along with your API checks. But again, the things remain same, because we are just going to use JDBC connectivity, what we spoke in or what we saw in our last framework development course. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So let's meet in our next video where I'll take you through my application under test, followed by our request types. Okay, so stay tuned.